Welcome back to the channel, friends of the twins. This is Rhonda, and in today's video I'm going to be cleaning a little bit, and we're also going to be decorating for the fall. I'm going to add just a couple of little touches here in the kitchen, but our main focus today is going to be to get the formal dining room decorated. I'm going to be in and out of the video today talking to y'all. Some of it I recorded while I was actually filming, and then some of it I will be voicing over. I am doing something right here that is very relaxing to me, but y'all, I feel like I am so behind on my house cleaning. I do. Like, it's time for me to do some deep cleaning kind of stuff. I need to clean the carpet in my bedrooms. It's just because we've been here 3 years and I haven't ever cleaned it. We don't wear shoes in the house, but I just feel like it's time to clean the carpet, and I just have a lot of things that I want to get done. It's not enough time in the day, and y'all, I feel like we have been running since May. We had so many graduations, and we've had so many updates, life things going on with all of the kids and the grandkids and all. Sugar and I were talking the other day. Honestly, y'all, we are tired. Y'all leave me a comment if you know what I'm talking about. We are tired, like physically tired, just from constant go since May. And in my mind, I am just behind on a lot of the household things that I want to get done. But hopefully things are going to be calming down here pretty soon. It feels like we went to 20 graduations. 2 of them required travel. We just come from another big graduation, but I really can't see myself getting things back on track here pretty soon. If you have to clean, friends of the twins, you might as well have a little fun while you're doing it. So I started out with Dawn dishwashing liquid and water, and then I put some Dawn dishwashing liquid, and I also put some of the cooktop, the smooth cooktop cleaner. Put some of that on there. I also use the pink stuff sometimes when I clean the oven. If anybody has any good cleaning supplies that they want to share with us here in the community, y'all, please leave me a comment and let me know. I'm always looking for things that are going to make it easier. I also like things that smell good, and I really haven't been out and about checking out new cleaning products. So if you find anything that is working particularly well for you, y'all just let me know. Here's a little fun fact that I want to share with y'all. For almost a year, like the first year that we lived here, we did not have a microwave. And it is totally 100% due to middle child syndrome. That middle child of ours. Do any of y'all have kids that there's one in particular that likes to keep things stirred up with the parents? Like, for instance, one week she's a vegetarian, the next week she's a pescatarian, the next week she's a meat eater, the next week we should be doing this, we shouldn't do that, we should do this, we shouldn't. So she just had in her head, let's see how long we can go without a microwave. Microwaving food is dangerous and unhealthy and blah, 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 blah. And yeah, some of those things are true. We all know that. But ultimately, as y'all can see, we had to cave on that one. And I get so tickled because Friends of the Twins, she's here now. And I can't hardly get to the microwave for her. So I actually began my fall decorating it's been about 2 weeks ago. I shared the breakfast room with y'all. So we're just going to do a couple of little things here in the kitchen. I'm not going to do a whole lot. I don't know, I just kind of go with a feeling. Sometimes I want to go all out over the top. Y'all know how I can get sometimes. And then other times I just want to keep things a little bit quieter. And I know for me also, with the strong love that I have for black and white can be, the color combination is really strong. So to me, I'm always mindful of that. I've done enough in the breakfast area, and we're going to take a look at that in just a moment. So I'm feeling like I just want to keep the countertops kind of simple. All right, Friends of the Twins, we're going to take a look first here at the coffee station, and nothing has changed. I pretty much left it just as it has been. As we get more into the fall season, then I will come out with my cinnamon sticks, and I like to have peppermint and my little chocolate stirs. It's how my little pumpkin display came out, and I'm so happy with it, y'all. And just to think that those are actually just napkins that I have. That was the best buy. I got those from Hobby Lobby. You get 4 napkins for $4.99. And you know, it was crazy because when Shonda and I walked in there 2 days ago, I had already been looking for some white napkins trimmed in black, as well as the placemats. And I was looking on Amazon, Walmart, Etsy. Walmart actually had them, and they were like $5 a piece. They were like $21 for a set of 4. So I can't believe that I got all 4 napkins for $4.99. I picked up 2 packs of them. And so now all I need to do is to order me some placemats. Now Hobby Lobby did have placemats that match, but they were actually black trimmed in white, and I didn't want that. I specifically want white placemats that are trimmed in the black, just like these napkins. So I'm really happy with these. They actually kind of remind me of flowers. So this was just something, I don't know, this idea was created just using what I had. I have been kind of not wanting to buy a lot of fall decor this year, and so the things that I'm buying are things that aren't really specific to fall, like with these napkins here. And I'm gonna order me the placemats. But yeah, this just totally came about from just using what I had here at the house. I didn't want to bring in more flowers. I have enough flowers in here, and I really like my new napkin. So I said, well, let me just play with these and see what I can come up with. I'm keeping it really simple here on the countertop. Not a lot. I just have my napkin holder, my paper towel holder, and then I am leaving out my air fryer. Y'all, this is real life over here. I like things to be pretty, but you often hear me say that it has to be functional. So functional or functionality takes priority number 1. And lately we've been using the air fryer a lot more. So I just decided, let me just leave it out. It's just convenient for me to just leave it sitting here. And you all saw my little vignette that I put together here. Now this is actually a paper towel holder also. These come from Amazon. I'm going to try to remember to link them for you, but I often use it as something to display my home decor on. And I especially like doing this because behind here is where I keep my oil container, my grease jar. And so this is perfect to hide it. And I don't always have the paper towels sitting out on the countertop. So when I don't have them sitting out, then I'll just put the paper towels right back here also. And you would never know that they were there. So they are quick, easy, and convenient to get to. But in a decorative kind of way, and you never know. I can't remember. I tried to remember where I picked up the acorn salt and pepper shakers, but I cannot remember, y'all. I do not remember where I got those from. So now we're going to walk towards the breakfast area, and some of you may remember I shared the video of me decorating in here for the fall about maybe one day last week, maybe not quite 2 weeks ago, but I'm really happy with how it has turned out. I do all of my own floral arrangements. And so here is another one that I put together just using a pumpkin. Just took the top off and used the pumpkin as a vessel for my floral arrangement. And typically with this table, I do not keep it set because, you know, again, functionality is always the top priority. We use this dining room table or this breakfast room table. I use it a lot, and like my daughter is here now, she uses it a lot also. Talk for just a minute about this area here at the window that I have wallpaper. Y'all, this truly came about out of, if you ask me, it was out of necessity. I don't know what is being housed in this little area of the ceiling here. I don't know why it was made this way, but I feel like there must be some kind of duct work or something like that, because it is in this room here in the breakfast room, and I also have the same kind of drop ceiling like effect going on in my guest bedroom. So the wallpaper came about, like I said, it was out of necessity for me. I could not, well, first of all, I didn't like it. But there was really nothing that I could do about it. So if you can't beat them, y'all join them. I just, figured out that I may as well go ahead and try to incorporate it into the decor somehow, and it is now one of my favorite things. This area here and the area in my guest bedroom, they are one of my most favorite DIYs that I've done so far here in the house. It just kind of brought it, brought it into the decor, and actually having the black on the wall makes this room feel bigger. It's not an overly large area, but it feels like it's much bigger than what it really is. And this space is so cozy, y'all. I love the cozy. Sugar loves the cuddles and all of that stuff. And this area just feels so cozy. I feel like in this space I can rest. I don't really need to do anything else in here because I have gotten it exactly how I wanted it. One thing that made a big change, was a game changer, was bringing in this fireplace. And I've only had it, I shared it with y'all, I think like a week ago. It came from Costway, and I will leave it linked for you down in the description box below. And so here we are the second day, and we finally made our way here into the formal dining room. And friends of the twins, it actually ended up taking me 2 days to get this room together. And that is because, y'all, I do it to myself. I almost never really plan out what I'm going to do. I might buy a new piece here or there that I know for sure I want to implement in some kind of way, but I don't really plan it all out. So my process is what gets me in trouble. I typically end up pulling things out and playing around with it until I get the look that I've seen in my head. And here is a throwback to fall 2024. This is how I had the dining room, and it was so pretty, y'all. Now with this, I can tell you that there was one thing, actually 3 things, but it's really one thing that sparked it all. And I love it when I have like one inspirational piece. And for this, the thing that sparked this entire table setting was the floral stems. I picked up the 3 of them at Ross. I believe that they were $9.99 each. There are 3 different stems there. 2 of them are the green, and then you see the other one that has just a little bit of color variation. But those 3 stems sparked it all. Remember when I told y'all that it took me 2 days to get this room together? Well, part of that is because I went in one direction, and then like midstream, I totally changed my mind and decided to go in a totally different direction. And I do that often. I don't want y'all to think that I just, I'm just some decorating fairy and I just wave my magic wand and it all comes together, because sometimes it does, a lot of times it does, but sometimes it does not. Lots of things can throw a monkey wrench in my plans for me. It could be something as simple as not really wanting to go and spend any money, maybe to get the look that I have in my head. But what I have, I don't feel like is going to give me the look that I'm looking for. So that can totally change the game. And it could also be something as simple as the kind of mood that I wake up in that day. And that's exactly what happened here. This was the look that I was initially going for. And y'all will see in just a little bit, your girl changed it all the way up. I had the thought to use my big turkey simply because it's been a couple of years since I've even brought it out. But instead, I brought out this turkey. And it's all because of the mood I'm in, y'all. I am in the mood for fall. I cannot wait. I call it a low-key fall. What I mean by that is I can just see myself, me and Sugar sitting, having us a glass of wine, watching movies and that kind of thing. So your girl piped down with the drama. And I am glad that I did. I'm glad that I went in the direction that I went. For me, it's really beautiful, elegant, and quiet. Y'all take a look. believe that this is one of the first times that I have gone with something smaller in here. I typically have a big and bold centerpiece in here. I keep this room as, or I think of this room as a space just for me to walk by and look at. I think that this is, if it's not the first time, I think it's definitely the first time here in this house that I have used my little turkey plates. I found these at a thrift store years and years ago, and I just had them kind of stacked back, and I just decided to go ahead and pull them out this year. Friends of the Twins, I did want to tell y'all that for me, decorating is calming. It calms me down. It is my happy place. My home is my happy place. There is nowhere that I would rather be than to be at home. I am the biggest homebody. And another thing is, when I'm decorating, I go with what feels good to me. My motto is, to thine own self be true. An example of that is here on the table. If you notice, I have the Harlequin black and white plate here. And then I have just a solid white plate here. And I kind of rotated them throughout the table. And the reason that I did that is really, really simple. Y'all, I could not decide which I liked best. So I just went with a little bit of both. Looks good to me, feels good to me, but y'all are my friends of the Twins, and I do value your opinion. So you let me know, which one do you like best? And now I want to talk about the actual table itself. I am at a crossroads. I have had the thought to do a DIY and change the base to a pretty shade of gold, but I've also had the thought to just get me another table, a new table entirely. I've had this table for a long time. For right now, I'm still really enjoying the glass. I think in this space, it keeps it light and airy, so I'm thinking about it. I don't really know which way I'm gonna go, but for right now, I'm all right with it. I am a maximalist, big and bold kind of decorator. That's just what I enjoy. And so when I saw these, I knew that they would be perfect here in the dining room. These large vases came from Burlington. They were $24.99, and they're actually the smaller of the ones that I saw. They had this size, and they also had a slightly larger size. I want to say it was $29.99. It may have been $32.99. That's going to wrap up today's video. I hope that you all have enjoyed seeing my fall touches here around the house. Next, we're going to be heading on into, I don't know if it's going to be the living room, or I think it's going to be, I think next with the fall decor is going to be in the living room. As always, friends of the Twins, you make the life that you live. Y'all, you make the life that you live a life that you love, because life is short. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.